What's up, guys? It's been a fucking long ass time, but I'm back out with another fucking video. You know what I'm saying? Alright, guys, so I'm gonna pretty much continue off from part 2. Not from part 2, but you guys know what I'm fucking trying to say. I'm trying to continue off from the last entry. I know it was a while ago, but I'm back, guys, so let's get at it. Also, guys, I managed to get some gameplay of RE2 from Wii. I guess from the GameCube, but you know how it has the backwards compatible bullshit. So if you guys want, look in the background, we have RE2. Alright, guys, so Wesker's secret photo, I guess. So this entry is pretty much just talking about the Easter egg in RE2 1998, I guess, version, where if you go to the STARS office and you click on Wesker's desk, like I think around 50-ish times, you get this like special film, and you, if you guys develop it, you get a picture of Rebecca Chambers, and like I don't know, just the implication was kind of like weird, like Wesker having that on his desk. Like, what the fuck? It's just a funny nod from the developers. Not that much like deep into it. So I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say this, but you know, these kind of mods, there's not really much to these. I just know that I think there's been a rise of these kind of mods, because I know when I look at like YouTube, I see a bunch of the thumbnails for like the newer like Resident Evil, like RE2 remake, RE3 remake. You see like a bunch of thumbnails with like, you know, half like fucking suited up, you know, the RE characters. But there's not really much to this kind of entry. Just besides that, just that these kind of things exist. It's kind of just normal now these days. That's about it. So Itchy Tasty. So this entry is pretty much referring to the first game. Oh, you can find a journal entry, or I guess one of the animal keepers in the the mansion. I guess pretty much talking about something, and you know, throughout his writing, you can kind of tell that he's kind of progressing, I guess, to the T-virus. He's turned into a fucking zombie, my boy. And his last words in the journal entry were "Itchy Tasty." And that's pretty about it. Redfield Bloodline. So this entry is pretty much talking about, I guess, the Chris posting. No, everyone knows about it if you're in this kind of fandom, where I guess you know, Chris Redfield is trying to get Leon to do the naughty with his sister, just to continue his, I guess, bloodline. I guess just like a joke, I guess, the fandom and makes fun of all the time. If you know it, you know. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but yeah, it's pretty much what this entry is talking about. Suplex. So I think this entry is just referring to, I guess, like RE4. I think Resident Evil 5. I think, and Resident Evil 6. Not including in the, you know, the newer stuff, but when you shoot one of the enemies, or any kind of enemy, like on a leg or something like that, or for where exactly, but it triggers, like, I guess, a little quick animation you could do, where you could pretty much do a wrestling move called a suplex. You pretty much like grab someone and throw them backwards. I think that's pretty much all this entry's talking about. Other than that, that's about it. So the RE4, I guess, HD project. So this is pretty much a mod where essentially, I guess, someone retextured everything, like I guess remaster all the textures in the game. Well, most of them, I guess, but it's fucking, that shit's impressive, dog. I've seen a bunch of videos where I guess they show like comparisons of like the original and I guess the mod itself. And whoever made this, I can't really find the, I guess, the author who made this, but like everything gets revamped. Like every fucking texture is fucking crazy looking good. Looks realistic as hell. Looks the way it's supposed to look. Like, for example, like some of the, what you've seen the videos, I guess a wall looks like a crummy ass looking like blurred out PNG wall. It's like fully textured, like you can see bricks, you can see like individual details. It's just crazy. Like everything's pretty much like, oh, it's fucking amazing, dog. If you guys interested, look it up. All right, for this one, I think I'm gonna just play out the audio so you guys understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you guys didn't catch that, those two audios were from Resident Evil 1. The first one was from the, I guess, the original, the non-director's cut, and then you could kind of guess the second one was, I guess, the director's cut. I kind of forgot why the fuck the difference. why they were changed, but you can already tell like what the fuck happened. You know what I'm saying? Like the downgraded quality of the fucking making of the music. That shit's fucking whack. Like what the fuck happened between the first game and director's cut? Like what the hell? I don't know, it's just kind of funny. Ballistics. So this is just referring to I guess a little joke they made in RE4, the original. Or I guess Luis kind of not introduces, but he talks to Asher for the first time, and how it mentions how I guess little sexual innuendo, mentioning her ballistics, referring to I guess her chest, and that's pretty about it. GameCube's in I guess remake 1. This is referring to I guess Resident Evil 1, where I guess the GameCube version of the game they replaced the Mo disc readers with GameCubes, just to make it look like them, and that's about it. Telefood. So this is pretty much I guess a playable character you use in Resident Evil 2, Resi 2's extra game modes bonus thing for I guess Hunk scenario. This is kind of like a little parry they could use, well that you get to use instead of like Hunk. There's like little cameos of this character in different RE games, like in Resident Evil 1's I guess computer lab room, and then also they brought this guy back in I guess Resident Evil 2's I guess remake game modes. And that's pretty about it. Not much. Let's do this. Resident Evil 1.5. So this entry is referring to, I guess, an unfinished version of Resident Evil 2. Where I guess they have a kind of a completely different direction for I guess the game. They had like a realistic looking, like actual looking fucking police station. A new character called Elsa Walker. Just general different direction for like the game. And that's really about it. The Evil Within. So I couldn't really find too much about this entry besides the fact that I understand that this game, well, these games are kind of inspired from like the Resident Evil games. That's pretty much all I got. Not much else with like the producers or I guess like the creator or whatnot. That's pretty about it. Matilda. So this entry is just talking about Resident Evil 4's unlockable weapons. You get this gun after you pass the game. You can buy it from the merchant, and essentially this is just like a nod to I guess Resident Evil 2's, I guess handgun, the one you upgrade, and that's pretty about it. Ashley's panties. So I'm not sure if there's any other context besides this, but from what I understand, the game Resident Evil 4, the original, has like a weird, I guess, animation thing played out for Ashley's character, where I guess if Leon kind of like aims down, like if he's below her, like from some kind of like hill or some shit like that, some kind of ladder, and he aims up, fucking looking up at her, she reacts with like being him being a pervert. And that's pretty much about it. So Resident Evil 8's, I guess, reused assets. So from what I read, I guess supposedly Resident Evil 4's assets were were pulled and used in, I guess, Village, I guess. And that's from what I get. I see a lot of fucking forums, pretty much people start talking about, oh yo, I've fucking seen that shit before in RE4, it's in fucking Village now. And I see a bunch of other garbage saying fucking Village is bad, but I don't think the game was bad. I had fun with it. But I don't know. Who am I to make opinions, right? PRL 412. So this is just, I guess, a gun you can use in RE4 that you get to unlock. It kind of pretty much one-shots everything. Besides, I guess, like those big bosses, I forget they're kind of called. They call El Gantes or something like that. But then that's pretty much a weapon you can just use to one-shot everything. And I think this gun wasn't in the GameCube version, I think, of RE4. So that's pretty much what it has going for it. Chainsaw controller. So this one's pretty much talking about how I guess RE4 had like a special like a chainsaw controller just for the games. There's like two of them. There's like a yellow one for the GameCube, and I think PS2 had the red one. And that's pretty about it. Just a special controller they made for the game. Original RE5 trailer. So I guess a lot of the beta trailers that came out for I guess Resi 5 kind of introduced a bunch of like cut content, bunch of different looking visuals, different voice actor. Bunch of different just cut content just in general for I guess RE5 that like never came to I guess fruition, and that's pretty about it. If you guys look at like on the internet, just like a bunch of like videos for like the beta stuff and like content for Resi 5, you see like there's a bunch of like different I guess added content to the game that like could have been, for example, like a big notice thing, like when you see a bunch of the trailer like the beta trailers, it's like a bunch of like different cut weapons, I guess dodge mechanics, different voice actor, and a bunch of like I guess higher count of like mobs. Like there'll be like more mobs than usual. And that's pretty much about it for this entry. Irving memes. So I couldn't find any much on this one, just besides like little jokes and like small fandoms about like just like random memes for I guess Ricardo Irving from Resi 5. But there's not really much to this, unless I'm missing something I guess on my part. But if you guys like find anything or just like correct me, please let me know in the comments, because I have no idea what the fuck is this channel like talk about besides just like little mini jokes. But I don't really see a big fandom about this, but that's about it. Okay, for this one I can't really talk much about it, but it's for the RE6 logo giraffe. So I guess if you look at the the logo for RE6, you can see there's a giraffe and I guess a woman. But if you search up online, you'll see what I mean. But I can't share it around you guys. But it's inappropriate, you know, not safe for work. But if you look it up, you'll find out. There are no bathrooms in the RPD, so this one's just kind of self-explanatory. I guess throughout all the games that I kind of just referenced or just showed the RPD, there's like no sign of like any restrooms at all. All the rooms are covered, and you can't really pinpoint a fucking restroom or any kind of bathroom. So it kind of makes you wonder like, how the fuck do these fuckers piss? And also, just kind of as a note, supposedly I guess the RPD, I'm not sure according to what version, but it's the whole I guess RPD is kind of just like a repurposed museum that, you know, just converted to a police station. Other than that, it's kind of odd that even a museum wouldn't have a fucking like at least one restroom. It's pretty odd. Chris punching boulders. So this one just talking about Resident 5 how in the I guess the last part of the game where Chris pretty much punched down a fucking boulder to make a path for I guess Sheva. This one kind of just like makes people like wonder how the fuck did he do that. My answer to that is just roids. But other than that, there's a lot of like contradictions. Like, humanly, that's not really possible. Physically, it's just like the rock that big. Well, it depends. We're not even fully sure what kind of rock that could have been. And also, realistically, even that fight shouldn't even happen in the first place, because usually, I guess the fumes from a volcano would have killed them instantly. Not instantly, but it would have killed them regardless. So, another fantasy part of the I guess of the game. But there's not much else to this entry besides that. We do it. So this entry is just talking about I guess a video created by I guess one of the producers for I guess the RE remake. Kind of just like before it was coming out, how they're saying I guess the game is being created, the RE2 remake, and not really much notables in the video. Just besides that, I guess the producer guy that kind of introduces the idea has like a t-shirt saying that we do it. And he says it in English also. He mentions his shirt like we do it. But other than that, there's not much else to the video, just besides just like a little mini teaser saying how the I guess the project's going on. And that's pretty about it. I love Freya. So this is just I guess the character model they use for Resident Evil 4 remakes, I guess Ashley Graham. And other than that, that's pretty about it. Zombie Brad. So this entry is talking about Brad Vickers, the Alpha team member for Stars. I guess their pilot. You can find him, I guess, in zombie form in RE2 if you go on, I guess, original mode. And I guess early in the game, just walk through the whole entire, not the entire game, but once you get to the RPD station, you have to make sure you didn't like pick anything up, or yeah, just pretty much don't collect anything, and then you'll meet Vickers underneath, I guess, the little pathway underneath the entrance of the RPD. And he's also in the remake for Resi 3. As I guess like a tougher zombie, and he drops like an ID card, and that's pretty about it. Ditman glitch. So this entry is referring to I guess a man that kind of discovered a lot of glitches for RE4, like back in the heyday of its time. He's kind of notorious for making famous mods, not famous mods. What am I saying? Bunch of speed run and glitches, like speed glitch. All the other good jazz. If you look into him, he's kind of just notorious for being a legend because he kind of just disappeared from the internet after some of his time of introducing all those speedrun strats, I guess. Well, not really speedrun strats, but just, you know, glitches. And that's really about it. C virus. So essentially what this was is pretty much like a virus introduced in RE6. The one where I guess it creates like cocoon monsters. And there's not really much to this besides that it was created by the family, which is kind of something associated with the character called Simmons, and I guess in that game, and that's about it. Moving body bag. So I guess this entry is referring to, I guess, RE4's like weird section with the, I guess, the Regenerados, those like regenerating monsters. I guess there's like a trash can in one of the cell areas where I guess it's just a bag moving. I guess it's implied that it's just another regenerator, but I don't know. It's kind of just odd. Just a bag moving around. You could shoot it, and, I guess, kill it or subdue it. I don't know what the fuck happens, but that's pretty much about it for this entry. Neo Umbrella. So essentially, who these people are, I guess, like an organization. I guess in RE6, that's pretty much like the main antagonist. They're the reason why like the C virus is a thing during that game, and they're pretty much just like the main culprit. And they're like under support with Carla. I guess you know the fake wannabe Ada Wong during in the game, and that's pretty much about it. RE6 Jake ending. So there's not much to this besides the fact that I guess you could say at the ending of RE6, Jake kind of improved as a character. He's more of, I guess, good now, implying that just by the ending how he's trying to help that one person out, and they were desert area. And there's not much else to this besides like I guess I did some digging because I didn't know this originally, but I guess before RE6, Jake was trying to just do mercenary work to get money for his I guess his mother because she was kind of like ill, but then I guess she ends up dying, so it's kind of for not, you know what I'm saying. But after the events of RE6 with like with Sherry being his partner, he kind of softened up and turned more good, and it's kind of like a more positive outlook now. And up from that, I guess the story kind of just implies that it was just left kind of open-ended for his character. Shooting the lake in RE4. So this one, pretty much, I'm gonna show a clip for you guys to kind of just explain what I'm trying to say. And that's why you don't shoot the lake. Uncensored RE1 intro. So this one's talking about, I guess, the live action intro. It's like uncensored, where it includes a bunch of like gore and violence, and mainly just gore and a bunch of blood involved. If you see the intro itself, like the uncensored one, see there's a bunch of added like a bunch of blood splatter and whatnot and gore, and you'll see what I mean. But that's pretty much all this entry's talking about. Luis kills Leon. So this entry is talking about how in RE4 you can, I guess, intentionally shoot Luis and he'll kind of react in this kind of way. I'll show the clip here real quick.
Adios, Leon.
Not gonna lie, but this kind of entry kind of reminds me of a personal experience where I accidentally got this to trigger somehow. I didn't know about this until like I got it to happen. I remember I was playing RE4 and I remember I think I threw some frag grenades near I guess Luis, and this little cutscene kind of got triggered. I'm not sure if it was grenades or a pistol. I'm not too sure. I'm pretty sure it was grenades, but I wouldn't intentionally just try to shoot Luis. But just this little sequence in this music just feels really eerie and kind of creepy. But honestly, it's pretty cool. I'm kind of glad it's like this last part for I guess this is like the second part of the Iceberg. Well, that concludes the Iceberg guys for part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. It took me a while to get this out in the works, but I'm kind of glad I got this show over with. And hopefully soon I can start doing part 3, but no promises on that, guys. So hopefully I have time to get working on that, but other than that, thanks guys for watching. To the few viewers so far I got right now, but much thanks to the viewers I got right now. Also guys, I wanted to mention I got a Patreon just to let you know, even though I got small viewers, but you never know, this video might pop or something like that. But I kind of appreciate any kind of views or any watch time you guys get from this. For the people that want to support me, I guess the best thing you can probably do is like and subscribe and give me the give me that watch time, baby. Need that watch time. But other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'll hopefully get part 3 out, and peace out.